The role of my parents in my formative years was to instill a sense that one gives back to community always. And in order to do that, you have to lead with values. You can become involved in a protest, or you can become involved in a community project. But at the end of the day, what I think they tried to convey was that it was an act of affirmation that was required of citizenship to become involved in the issues that defined your time. My father was an architect, but even before being an architect, he was a planner. And I think the essence of planning was to think about how communities come together in common purpose, how they can take on projects of mutual concern, and how all of that sort of mutually reinforces a social fabric that is conducive to healthy, vibrant, respectful human interaction. And so for me, from the very earliest age, the idea of community good, the idea of concerted purpose, the idea of mutual assistance became sort of powerful motivators for what my father got up and did every day. And I just think it was hard for a young person not to absorb that. Well, when I think about my career trajectory, it is useful to roll the tape back just a little bit to a time that I've come to appreciate more fully only recently, which is the sort of formative years in high school. It was a time of real unrest, and I was asked by the superintendent of the Minneapolis schools to lead a project that would try to understand how young people could have a voice in sort of charting a different future for high school students. And it seems so trite now, but at the time it was actually quite profound. These were big adult issues: desegregation, anti-war, women's movement, and the like. And what we ended up coming up with were a series of ideas and recommendations, all based on sort of bedrock principles of freedom of assembly, freedom of speech, freedom of expression in multiple forms. And it made a big impression on me. And then I was at a total loss what to do in college. And I ended up on a lark writing to our congressman, a guy named Don Fraser, represented the District of Minneapolis, asking if there might be something in his congressional office to do. After a couple of months, they actually wrote back saying, why don't you come talk to us? If something opens up, you can come and spend some time with us. And so over the next number of years, I was able to work on education issues, human service issues, arts issues, environmental issues. And it really got into my sort of soul that these were the kinds of causes, the kinds of issues that I cared most deeply about. And I went to law school, and went to a corporate law firm in Minneapolis. So over the next 7 or 8 years, I had sort of a bifurcated life. I would practice corporate law much of the day, and then I would do pro bono work in multiple forms. I represented a battered women's shelter. I represented environmental justice organizations. And it was a fascinating time to be able to sort of test how formal legal structures could actually be put into play to help individuals get ahead, or to help causes get a real toehold in the community. And so it sort of laid a terrific foundation for the rest of my career. The opportunity to go to the McKnight Foundation was a dream. I've been president of the Kresge Foundation for a little more than 11 years. Foundations are these strange creatures that get up every day trying to figure out how to advance the common good and to invest in people who have been marginalized or don't necessarily have the resources available to them to enter the economic mainstream and build a better life for their family. But it was a little bit of a learning curve. The foundations have their own ways of looking at the world, own ways of working. But on the other hand, being able to sort of draw on the work I had done in government, the work I had done in community, some of my legal work, and I think actually positioned me to take reasonably good advantage of the opportunity. When I look at how this community has changed since I first arrived 10 years ago, I think there is a sense of optimism. There is a sense that even though the work is not done, even though we need to move into the neighborhoods in a sort of a more full and effective way, we can do it. We've done it in bits and pieces in other parts of the economy, in other parts of our geography, in other parts of our politics. And now is the time to really go into the highest gear to figure out how all of the resources of a place like Kresge or any number of other civic institutions can sort of lean into these challenges and really seize our moment. Because I do think this is our moment. I think Detroit is poised to move into a realm of much more fundamental and long-lasting, enduring opportunity structures for its residents.